Hey everyone, today's video takes us to one of my favorite stores out there, Mindtaker Minis. Miniature games are expensive, and like many, I have to get a lot of my stuff secondhand. Mindtaker Minis is a physical store that sells everything secondhand. It is a dangerous place, my friend. We are looking to make models for two different indie games that I've been eyeing for a while. The first being Tonks by Apocrypha Now. It is a rules-light, tank-based war game. It's been around a while, but I haven't had a chance to play it yet. The second is an up-and-comer Motley Crews, a new game designed by Nubmark that pits two players against each other over a chessboard. Each player controls an identical warband of 5 models, and I was feeling really inspired by the minis Nubmark sculpted for the game, so I thought I'd try it out. Of course, that is not all we're picking up from Mindtaker Minis, because, like I said, it is a dangerous place. We got bits. Bits. Really loud. I think they said it was about 12 ounces, so not quite a pound, but we're getting there. This is very exciting. I've never bought this much. These guys, which were from some Hasbro football game, I don't have a use for them currently, but I had these models when I was a kid. There's a lot of nostalgia when I saw them, so I had to pick them up. It's really cool seeing them again, though. What else? This guy, this big dude, who just looks cool. No idea what I'll do with him, but $5, I'll take it. All of these yellow dudes. I have been trying to figure out where these models are actually from. I have no idea. If you know, please tell me in the comments, because I want to know what this game is. But all of these fantastic little yellow models, including goblins, like carnival goblins. I don't know if you're new to the channel or not, but goblins are kind of my thing. Please let me know what these are. I really want to get more from whoever sculpted these because I think they're sick. Look at them. I like little weirdos. Okay. Oh. I also got some other little weird minis. Like, I think this will be a cool statue. And then there were a bunch of tokens that were free. It's always good to have tokens. A bunch of these tiny little metal dudes, who I also don't know what I'll do with, but I know we'll do something with them. So now on to the stuff that is related to projects I actually want to do. In addition to those bits, I picked up a bunch of these tank things. Just vehicles, mechs. So I have some of these minis. Again, I have all of those ounces of bits, and those together will hopefully make about 10 Tonks. Boba, why are you making 10 Tonks? You only need 2 to play. Well, I don't know, man. I think it'd be fun. There's another miniatures game called Motley Crews, and I'm going to do my best to match the style of the creator of the game. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. This is gonna be 2, possibly 3, probably 3 videos. So let's start with, I don't know. I'm gonna think about that. But for now, we'll transition to the next scene. For our first tank, we'll start by harvesting bits, specifically these tank treads. Then set those to the side and build out the body. For this build in particular, I use a lot of super glue and baking soda for convenience, but also to add texture, as the lore for this tank is that it was built by grubby little goblins. For the turret, we'll cheat and use this other half of the bit, as it already fits snug. In Tonks, your tank's gun needs to be able to rotate, so the fact that this one does so already is pretty nice. And this is what we're working with. The giant cannon, the small tracks, the basic shape is there, we just need to add some detail. Our focus should be makeshift, haphazard, and kind of silly. Also, when you weren't looking, I added this to the front. The front of the tank was challenging, because while I knew I wanted some kind of face, I couldn't decide which bits looked best. In the end, I went with this ski mask kind of look, as I thought it was a little more sinister than the other two options. For the back, I used this old Space Marine backpack, cutting off the filters, and then adding those to the front as lights. Then, it's just filling gaps with excessive amounts of baking soda, countering the weight of the metal back piece, and we're done. Sort of.
So why do I want to make 10 of these? The game has 10 listed upgrades. And you don't need to modify your tank to have the upgrades, but I thought it'd be fun to make one of each upgrade. Kind of how I envision each tank being. Now this one is my Grot tank, and it was supposed to be the smallest of the tanks. It was going to be the light one, which lets it move faster. But looking at the bits that I have, it's probably about the same size as all the other tanks are going to be. Which means two things. One, this needs a different upgrade. And two, I'm going to need to make a smaller tank. But before that, Dinosaur. Dinosaur. Let's make a dinosaur tank.
Has anyone played Ark Survival Evolved? It's a survival scavenger game set on a dinosaur island. And I would really not recommend you playing it, but I spent the better part of a year in that game, taming dinosaurs and coming back to everything being blown up while I was AFK. The highlight of the game wasn't the PvP, or even the island itself. It was the Lystrosaurus you could pet, because sometimes it did backflips. In the land before Tonks, there are no rules for dinosaurs, but I figured as long as your ass could park and you could maintain a speed of 65, you were good to go. Just don't ask what happens after dark. Tank 3 was a pretty simple conversion compared to the last. I took this hovercraft thing and ripped the turret off, then replaced it with a much more unsafe looking Tesla coil that I believe is a Necromunda Ogren backpack. Man, some of the stuff I say, some of the stuff we say, because you're at fault too here, sounds so dumb. Necromunda Ogren backpack. Those aren't real words. Well, 2 out of 3 of them are. Anyway, after that, I added some wires to up our OSHA violation count and called it done.
After I started working on my first Tonk, I posted it on my Instagram and I asked my followers if they had any ideas for other Tonks. Someone said taco. So here we are.
If we're doing tacos, we'll need a tortilla. Once again, baking soda and superglue will get us to that nice textured feel. Now usually I'm more of a soft shell kind of guy, but for making a Tonk, I think we need a little more structure to hold our big ass gun. The Tonk enthusiasts among you may notice that this gun can't rotate, which is a problem as the game requires you to be able to rotate it. No need to worry, page 21 gives us rules for a tank destroyer, which exchanges a larger gun and better front armor for less survivability overall, much like tacos in real life.
This is one of those moments in the hobby where you can very easily completely ruin what you're doing. So, we're hoping for the best.
Using cock for sour cream, I think that joke writes itself. green paper lettuce cut into strips and then folded, rubber bands for cheese, because cheese is good, and finally, red foam cut into squares for the tomato. And here they are, 4 Tonks and many more to come. But I need your help. Get in the comments and tell me what kind of Tonk I should make next. I have a few more ideas, but after the taco, I really want to see what you all come up with. Also, I need names for the Tonks so far. If you have any ideas, please let me know down below. The next video will be Motley Crews, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you all next time.